He Yusheng traveled to the world of love in a courtyard and became He Yuzhu's younger brother. When rectifying the beasts in the small courtyard, he became the head of the repair shop. Ding! Congratulations to the host for opening the divine level research system. At the beginning, he used the system to repair a scrapped tank. As a result, it was modified by the system. Directly hit 7, becoming the strongest tank in China. Just as others are thinking about how to earn a few cents more in this era, He Yusheng quietly began to help his country research tanks, warships, planes, missiles, rockets, and aircraft carriers. High technology that has been modified by magic has been created one by one. Just before the whole world even realized it, China has become like a giant dragon. Get up in the air. Standing at the top of the world. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 1. Becoming the factory manager and starting tank repair. You are listening at novelfull.audio. He Yusheng has traveled to this world. He found that he had passed down the world of the TV drama Love in a Courtyard. Moreover, He Yusheng happened to become the younger brother of the male protagonist He Yuzhu. The current He Yusheng is an ordinary employee of a repair shop. Just now, he was appointed by the factory director as the team leader. The factory director is going to handle some matters and is expected to be away for about 2 months. Before leaving, He Yusheng was appointed as the director of the repair shop. After all, He Yusheng has such ability and excellent business skills. In the repair shop, although there are only a few people, only the factory director and He Yusheng can convince the crowd. It was under such circumstances that He Yusheng became the head factory manager. The other employees also did not have any opinions, and this result is very satisfactory. Although He Yusheng is young, he is only 16 years old this year. But he is the most skilled repairman in the repair shop. He Yusheng is also very satisfied with this result. He, as the acting class monitor, can earn an additional 5 yuan per month. In this era, 5 yuan can buy 2 laying hens. It is definitely a considerable sum of money. And at that moment, a few soldiers walked in outside. "Hello fellow villager, may I ask if you have a mechanic here who can repair tanks?" said a soldier. The employees in the factory were not only stunned when they heard these words. The repair shop usually repairs bicycles, televisions, radios, and even flashlights. Even real cars are rarely encountered. At this moment, they were actually asked to repair tanks. A group of faces showed expressions of confusion. Subsequently, they turned their gaze to several of the best places. He Yusheng. "What should we do, Director He? Can you repair tanks?" Old employee Ma asked. He Yusheng in the room saw his head when he heard these words. "What are you talking about? Repairing tanks?" He Yusheng asked in response. A few soldiers came over and asked if anyone could repair tanks. Old Ma continued to explain. He Yusheng just walked out of the room and saw 2 soldiers next to him. "Hello, may I ask if there is anything I can help with?" He Yusheng asked the 2 of them. "Do you have a teacher here? Can you help us go to the tank?" "Our tank has broken down," said a soldier with some embarrassment. It's understandable that the car broke down, but it's really hard to justify a tank breaking down. Our tank was supposed to be pulled for an experiment because it was too old, almost like a scrapped tank, but it malfunctioned on the way, explained another soldier beside us. However, judging from their appearance, it is obvious that they have no hope of finding someone to repair tanks now. They are also very clear about the current situation of the repair shop. Those who can repair cars here are already known as masters. Not to mention those who repair tanks. It is estimated that there are only a few people in the repair shops nationwide who can repair tanks. However, they are unable to repair tanks now. You can only come here to try your luck. The other workers in the repair shop not only smiled bitterly when they heard these words. To what extent has this tank been scrapped before it can break down on the road? They couldn't even help but feel a bit amused. This tank is like this, even if we hire professionals, we probably won't be able to fix it, right? Old Ma added beside him. So as not to make the two warriors laugh if they can't fix it on their own side. These two soldiers smiled bitterly upon hearing these words. In their opinion, it is probably the same situation that broke the tank, and it can really be called scrap metal. If it's not possible, you can lend us some tools. We just hope the tank can be delivered to the destination, the two soldiers said again. He Yusheng's words revealed a smile on his face. You can take me to take a look, maybe I can fix it, He Yusheng said to them. The two soldiers looked at He Yusheng and were not only stunned. Because He Yusheng is really too young, even younger than them. Can he really fix it? Their hearts were filled with doubt. Old Ma was somewhat surprised and turned his head to look at He Yusheng. Can factory director really repair it? Old Ma asked. The two soldiers finally realized that this young man was the factory manager of the repair shop. It turned out to be the factory director, so let's go take a look. We don't want it to be repaired well, as long as we can make the tank move. The two soldiers smiled bitterly. In fact, under normal circumstances, transporting tanks requires the use of trucks. It's just that they are relatively close to the experimental site this time. So, why not just drive the tank over there and rush over? Who knows, this scrapped tank is really a pit. Just as I left, I chose to go on strike. Upon hearing He Yusheng's words, a hint of hope suddenly appeared in the hearts of the two soldiers. Subsequently, they took He Yusheng and walked towards the location where the tank was located. He Yusheng followed with a confident smile on his face. Chapter 2. Divine Research System, Self-Repair. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Soon everyone arrived at the location where the tank was located. This is less than 50 meters away from the repair shop. He Yusheng saw the tank at a glance. At first impression, this tank can be described as a scrap iron lump. The paint on top had already peeled off, revealing large areas of rust. It seems that there has been no warranty for this for a long time, and it should have been used as a scrap for a long time. It's definitely a miracle that such a tank can still move. Can it be repaired? The two soldiers said with a bitter smile. Give it a try, He Yusheng smiled faintly and did not say it was impossible. This answer actually surprised the two warriors a bit. They didn't say much anymore and looked at He Yusheng with hopeful faces. Even if you can't fix it properly, don't feel pressured. We know this tank is like a piece of scrap metal, a soldier comforted He Yusheng. He Yusheng smiled at him. Then, he focused his attention on the tank. At this moment, everyone did not notice that He Yusheng's eyes emitted a glimmer of light. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully opening the Divine Level Research System, a Divine Level Research System that can assist hosts in researching various technological products. Get a beginner gift package reward of 50 technology points. He Yusheng was not only stunned when he heard a voice in his mind. System. I didn't expect him to have been in this world for 16 years. Finally, at this moment, a system has descended. He Yusheng couldn't help but have an impulse to laugh up in the sky. However, he also knew that the system would be his biggest secret, and he could never reveal any flaws. Suppressing the excitement in his heart, he made an effort to appear calm. Detected a scrapped T.5A tank, do you want to start scanning? At this moment, the sound of the system rang out again in He Yusheng's mind. Open. He Yusheng did not hesitate at all. With his command, the scene before his eyes underwent a huge change. Countless grids appeared on the scrapped tank in front of him. Immediately after, the entire tank seemed to become transparent, forming a grid of data. Just when He Yusheng felt surprised. These grids have undergone changes again, with a red flashing light appearing in an area. We have found the damaged part of the tank. The sound of the system rang again. He Yuzhu scanned to see where the red light flickered. There is the engine of the tank. It seems that the oil outlet is blocked, which caused the tank to break down. However, for He Yuzhu, who has never been in contact with tanks, even if we know where the tank is malfunctioning, we have no idea how to proceed. How should the system fix it now? He Yuzhu asked in his heart. The system quickly provided him with several solutions. As long as you follow the system prompts, He Yuzhu can repair this tank. But at this moment, He Yuzhu also noticed a very special prompt in the system. The host can consume technology points and have the system take action to repair this tank. He Yuzhu hesitated for a moment. I made a decision in my own heart. Repair. After all, it was his first time owning a system. At this moment, it's time to see how effective the system really is. So, He Yuzhu didn't hesitate to ask the system to help bring a tank. With He Yuzhu giving another order. His technology points have rapidly declined. 50 technology points are almost consumed in the blink of an eye. As technology points are consumed, the grids in front of He Yuzhu are also undergoing changes. They seem to have some kind of spread, charging a little bit and directly enveloping the entire tank. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully repairing the tank with 50 technology points, and its performance has also been improved. He Yuzhu was not only dumbfounded by this scene. So easy to complete, he not only asked in his heart. System intervention, please rest assured to the host. The tank maintenance principle has been transmitted to the host since the tank has been repaired. He Yuzhu pounded the tank a few times with a casual dress model. Then he turned his head and saw two soldiers. I happen to have some understanding. The oil outlet pipe is blocked here, and I have already replaced it for you. You can give it a try, He Yuzhu said calmly. If there is a system intervention, there is no need to worry about not fixing this problem. A few people from the auto repair shop who saw this scene showed a surprised expression on their faces. They really didn't expect He Yuzhu to be able to repair tanks. Upon hearing these words, the two soldiers began to attempt to launch the tank. As a result, the next second, the tank was actually activated. The two warriors also showed an incredible expression. You're really amazing, you really fixed it. The two soldiers expressed their gratitude to He Yuzhu. What is this? This is what our repair shop should do, He Yuzhu said with some pride. The previous repair shop had never repaired a tank. This is considered the first time the repair shop has repaired a tank. However, He Yuzhu has not yet realized it. When repairing this tank in the system, silently, it has already caused significant changes. Chapter 3. The courtyard is stolen, Su Damao's chicken. You are listening at novel full.audio. After repairing the tank, He Yuzhu checked the time. It's already time to finish work. Anyway, the repair shop doesn't have any work to do now. Everyone did not stay here too much. Several employees left. He Yuzhu stayed behind and closed the factory door before turning around and walking towards the courtyard. On the way, I saw a house selling roasted chicken. After thinking for a moment, He Yuzhu walked over without hesitation. I have over 120 yuan a month, and a roasted chicken only costs over 2 yuan. In such a situation, he had no need to save for these 2 pieces at all. So, He Yuzhu decisively bought 2 roasted chickens and continued walking back. Brother Yusheng, have you finished work? Yan Jiquang, the child of the third master Yan Bugui, met He Yuzhu at the entrance of the alley and greeted him. Jie Quang, are you playing here? Here's a chicken leg for you, He Yuzhu said generously. For Yan Jiquang, he rarely eats meat at home. Yan Bugui's stinginess is well known. The few children in his family find it difficult to see any kind of meat or fish. At this moment, when he heard that He Yuzhu was going to give him chicken legs to eat, Yan Jiquang jumped up in place. Thank you, Brother Yusheng. Yan Jiquang thanked He Yusheng. He Yusheng looked at Yan Jiquang and laughed, then broke off a chicken leg and handed it to him. Yan Jiquang took the chicken leg and ran towards the distance. He Yusheng looked at him and smiled even happier. Just then, a person pushing a bicycle came over from a distance. This person is none other than He Yusheng's sister He Rainwater, who is also He Yuzhu's sister. Sister, why did you leave work so early today? He Yusheng said. There's nothing to do today. The leader asked me to leave work early. What are you buying here? He Rainwater saw the paper ball in He Yusheng's arms and his eyes instantly lit up. I bought 2 roasted chickens on the way, and it's been a long time since we improved our food, He Yusheng said with a smile. I saw you holding something strange and tiring. Let me help you carry it, and you help me push the cart, He Rainwater said with a mischievous smile on his face. He Yusheng had long recognized his sister's caution, which was for the sake of the roasted chicken in his hand, but he did not expose her. Obediently handed over the roasted chicken. Then, pushed the car forward. After receiving the roasted chicken, He Rainwater. Without hesitation, he opened the paper bag. I ripped off a chicken leg and started eating it in big gulps. Why did you lose one leg? Did you also steal food on the way? He Rainwater asked while eating. I met Yan Jiquang on the road just now, and I gave him a chicken leg, He Yusheng smiled and said. He Rainwater also knew about the situation at the third grandpa's house and didn't care about He Yusheng giving his child chicken legs. By the way, sister, today I have become the factory manager in charge of the shift. I estimate that I can lead the shift for 2 months, with an additional 5 yuan allowance per month. He Yusheng said proudly. Upon hearing these words, He Rainwater was momentarily stunned. Looking up at her younger brother again, her gaze became somewhat complicated. Since my father abandoned his siblings for marriage, they have been taking care of their big brother He Yuzhu. She always thought that the youngest He Yusheng was still a child. But at this moment, He Rainwater felt that his younger brother had also grown up. You kid, you're quite impressive, and you'll become an adult in the future, He Rainwater said with a loving expression on his face. Sister, what did you say? I've always been an adult. Look, I can buy you roasted chicken to eat now. He Yusheng was proud. Only in front of the person closest to him can He Yusheng show this kind of demeanor. You are also the factory director now. In the future, your sister and I will have face when I go out, and I also have a younger brother from the factory director. How impressive. He Rainwater also looked proud. I'm just an acting factory director. When our factory director returns, I'll be dismissed, He Yusheng quickly added. That was also a factory director before. Look at who in our small courtyard is the factory director. He Rainwater still had a proud expression on his face. My younger brother is amazing, and there is also a light on her face. Especially in the quadrangle courtyard, these people are all very competitive. Now let's see who else can compare to my own family. My younger brother is the manager of a repair shop. Thinking of this, He Rainwater became even more proud. As they were speaking, the two had already arrived at the entrance of the courtyard. Before I could walk in, I heard the sound of arguments coming from inside. I saw Su Damao getting angry at He Yuzhu. He Yuzhu, I didn't expect you to be a thief. Why did you steal our chicken? Believe it or not, I'm looking for someone from the security team to catch you now. Su Damao said angrily. He Rainwater not only frowned when he saw this situation. He Yusheng was momentarily stunned and had already realized what had happened. As his brother He Yuzhu was about to speak, He Yusheng quickly walked over. Su Damao, are you going to owe him another beating? He Yusheng said angrily to Su Damao. Chapter 4. He Yusheng leading the way for his brother, stubborn with a stick. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Su Damao, who was still arrogant just now. After seeing He Yusheng, not only did his momentum suddenly decrease. Don't think there are too many of you two brothers, I'm afraid of you. Your brother stole my chicken. Shouldn't you give me an explanation? He Yusheng. Su Damao gritted his teeth and said. You said my brother stole your chicken, what evidence do you have? He Yusheng sneered later. Because he is a traveler, he knows the whole story behind it. He Yuzhu bought his chicken from the market. The real assault is actually the stick meme of the Qinhuai family. Because He Yuzhu wanted to protect the stick, he was stunned by this matter. But now, He Yusheng absolutely does not allow such things to happen. Evidence. The chicken stewed in his pot is evidence. Su Damao shouted loudly. Seeing Su Damao's appearance, the others in the small courtyard not only had some doubts, but also looked at He Yuzhu. They even believed that it was really He Yuzhu who stole the chicken from Su Damao's family. He Yusheng sneered coldly. There are many people stewing chicken now, have everyone stolen your chicken? He Yusheng mercilessly retorted. This sentence directly provoked Su Damao, leaving him speechless, with a face full of anger. He jumped in place in anger, but couldn't say a word. Yusheng. He Yuzhu stopped him nearby. Because he wants to take on this responsibility. He knew it was brother.He who stole the chicken. He Yusheng looked at his brother and couldn't help but sigh. Brother, we didn't steal their chicken, just didn't steal it. I remember, their chicken should be a hen. Did you stew a hen or a rooster? He Yusheng didn't give He Yuzhu any chance. He did not allow his brother's Madonna's heart to flood at this time. When He Yuzhu heard his younger brother's words, his face was filled with helplessness. If you steal his chicken, I will personally take you to the security team, but I believe my brother is not such a person, He Yusheng continued. He directly cut off He Yuzhu's back path. Now He Yuzhu also knew that what he said was useless, and he sighed helplessly. Su Damao finally reacted and ran to He Yuzhu's house to examine the chicken stewed in his pot. As a result, after flipping out the chicken head, it was clearly a rooster. My own one is a hen. That is to say, He Yuzhu did not steal his own chicken. Su Damao suddenly became a bit anxious. Can it be said that a weasel stole his own chicken? It's also impossible. At this moment, Su Damao remembered something. I know who stole my chicken, Qinhuai, where is your family meme? Su Damao said. At noon today, he saw the stick meme and remembered that he was full of oil stains. Qinhuai's family often can't even afford to eat. How could Qian come to buy meat? Just from this point on. Su Damao then understood. It's not He Yuzhu who stole the chicken, it's brother.He who stole the chicken. For him, no matter who stole his own chicken, he would never let that person go. So, at this time, Su Damao would be challenging Qinhuai. Qinhuai looked at Su Damao's expression and a nervous expression appeared on her face. Qinhuai is naturally very clear about her own children. Stick meme. He went out to play and hasn't come back yet, Qinhuai said in a lie. Why did I go out to play when I saw him in the room? Qinhuai, are you feeling guilty about being a thief? Lu Xiao spoke beside her. Now that the real culprit has been found, Su Damao and his wife are no longer polite. Upon hearing Lu Xiao's words, Qinhuai was momentarily stunned, followed by an angry expression. Who did you say was guilty of being a thief? What did we do? You said we were thieves. Did my child really steal a chicken? Do you have any evidence? Qinhuai also looked extremely angry. At this moment, whoever has a low voice is guilty. Qinhuai is very clear about these and knows how to do it. Even if she understood that it was very likely that brother.He had stolen Su Damao's chicken, she did not show any signs of guilt at all. Then call out the child and let's ask if he stole our chicken. Su Damao continued to question. Zhang, an old man, also stood up. Things have all developed to this point, you can call out the child. If the child didn't steal the chicken, we don't have to worry. If we can confirm that someone from outside stole things from our courtyard, we will quickly call the members of the security team to handle these matters. No matter what, Zhang is also the #1 master of the small courtyard, and now he has also spoken up. Upon hearing these words, everyone nodded and turned their heads to look at Huairu. Su Damao's face was filled with a sneer. He Yuzhu felt a bit helpless. He Yusheng's face was full of disdain. As long as they bring this matter up to their own families, he is too lazy to care about these things. Huairu looked at everyone's gaze and knew she had no choice but to do so. I can only hand over the stick stem. Stick meme, come out quickly and tell me if you stole Su Damao's chicken, Huairu shouted into the room. Bangji walked out of the room with a twisted gait. Looking at the crowd in the small courtyard, he appeared extremely guilty. But the next moment, he suddenly spoke up. I didn't steal a chicken, it's Yan Jiquang. Look at him, his mouth is full of oil stains. Bang Ji pointed at Yan Jiquang not far away and suddenly shouted. Everyone turned their heads and saw that Yan Jiquang was really full of oil stains. Not only subconsciously identifying. It seems that he stole the chicken from Su Damao's house. I won't live anymore, you bad guys. Zhang sat directly on the ground, throwing his skin and rolling. Everyone was startled by Zhang's actions. Of course. The Jia family is without a man. The people in the courtyard were quite polite to them. I also take good care of them in my daily life. However, now. Can you just roll around like an old lady and expose it? He Yusheng's face showed a sneer. Grandpa, do as Lu Xiaoyi said, He Yusheng said. Zhang gave a bitter smile and turned around to find the people from the security team. If we really bring in the members of the security team. See how you end up. He Yusheng's face was filled with schadenfreude. Everyone around was also waiting to see the jokes of Zhang and Qinhuai. Chapter 6. Qinhuai confesses counseling and persuades Yumu brain. You are listening at novel full.audio. Hear what He Yusheng said. Qinhuai was immediately startled. She also knew that if the members of the security team came forward, she would definitely not be able to make ends meet. Mom, stop making trouble. Let's discuss and solve this matter. Qinhuai immediately changed her attitude. Zhang stopped and looked up at Qinhuai. Su Damao, what do you think should be done about this matter? Qinhuai directly pointed it out. Upon hearing these words, Su Damao's face showed a sneer. Find the security team. Su Damao bit to death directly. Qinhuai, do you think being a scoundrel is really impressive? You can fool it. If you have the ability, you can tell the people in the security team. Lu Xiaoyi sneered beside her. He Yuzhu couldn't help but want to help Qinhuai speak when he saw this situation. He Yusheng had already noticed him and grabbed his sleeve as soon as he reached out. He Yuzhu immediately called out. Because He Yusheng just grabbed roasted chicken and his hands were covered in oil. This time, all the oil was directly applied to He Yuzhu's clothes. What are you doing, kid? My clothes have just been washed. He Yuzhu said with some dissatisfaction. However, after such an interruption, he forgot about helping Qinhuai speak. Brother, did you stew the chicken? He Yusheng deliberately interrupted. He Yuzhu gave him a glare. Su Damao, let me tell you, don't bully people too much. He Yuzhu still wanted to get involved in this matter. After all, He Yuzhu has always had a good relationship with the children of Qinhuai. Moreover, his relationship with Su Damao is very poor. So, it was only at this time that Su Damao was challenged. Obviously, she chose to stand on the side of Qinhuai. What are you doing with this mess? He Yusheng said. As he spoke, he gave a glance to He Rainwater. Two people pulled He Yuzhu left and right and returned to the room. Even after returning to the room, He Yuzhu still had a face full of anger. Look at Su Damao like that. If it weren't for you blocking him, I probably would have beaten him long ago, He Yuzhu said angrily. However, he was still worried about the situation with the stick meme in his heart. He Yuzheng looked at his brother and sighed helplessly. Brother, I also know that Jia was good to us before. But now that you've been helping for so many years, how long do you have to help? He Yuzheng directly pointed it out. Upon hearing these words, He Rainwater beside him also showed a hesitant expression on his face. Because, in the eyes of He Rainwater, Huairu is relatively good. I can't help or not, can you watch those children go hungry all day? He Yuzhu began to show kindness again. Okay, then take these children as your own and raise them. Did you give away my wife? Are you going to give away my wife too? He Yuzheng made an angry expression. He also knew that his brother had gone through the motions. Although he didn't pay attention to it before, he must correct it for him now. Hear what He Yuzheng said. He Yuzhu not only frowned. From now on, I'll give you your cue and keep it for yourself, He Yuzhu said in an inquiring tone. So you don't plan on getting married? He Yuzheng said somewhat irritably. He Yuzhu shut up and stopped talking. Sister, come and judge. What do you think brother is going to do now? He Yuzheng said angrily. Upon hearing these words, He Rainwater frowned and thought, unsure of what to say. Brother, you're already in your 30s this year. You're not looking for a wife to get married yet. You've been circling around the widow next door all day. Do you think it's good to spread the word? He Yuzheng said earnestly. Those who know say you are kind enough to help them, but what about those who don't know? What would they say? They say you broke shoes. I'm telling you, Qinhuairu has been clinging to you. Take a look at the cue you gave and the care his mother.In.Law gave her. She's white and fat, He Yuzheng continued. Brother, Yusheng is right. You should also consider finding a sister.In.Law for us. You can't just focus on other people's children all day. He Yuzheng finally helped to speak up. After hearing his younger brother and sister's words, He Yuzhu not only fell into contemplation. What are you saying that you have been supporting Qinhuairu for so many years? If it delays oneself, this is still acceptable. However, if it delayed his younger brother's marriage, He Yuzhu would never forgive himself. I know you're saying these things for my own good, but watching these children go hungry all day, I can't bear it anymore, He Yuzhu continued to explain. Upon hearing these words, He Yuzheng couldn't help but burst into a bitter smile. My silly brother, even if you support them, in the end, all these delicious things will fall into Jia Zhang's mouth. How much can the child eat? Look, every time you support so much, how many children are still pale and skinny, and even hungry enough to steal chickens? Why don't you find a reason? This is clearly the evil mother.In.Law Jia Zhang who only cares about herself and snatches the child's food. He Yuzheng smiled bitterly and shook his head. He really doesn't know how to persuade his foolish brother. It's just a wooden head. But it's okay. In the Jia family and on my side. Silly brother will not hesitate to stand on his side. What should I do then? He Yuzhu asked. We can't support them. Jia and Zhang are too comfortable, and even if they die, they won't go back to the countryside. The child is suffering, He Yuzheng said. He Yuzhu thought for a moment and felt that what his younger brother said was reasonable. If Jia Zhang returns to her rural hometown, the pressure of living next door will be much less. I know. He Yuzhu nodded. And at that moment, there was a knock on the door. Silly pillar, are you there? Open the door. The voice of Qinhuairu came from outside. Chapter 7. Refusal to borrow money, Qinhuairu and Su Damao. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. He Yuzheng just persuaded his brother not to help them. Qinhuairu came knocking on the door. It's just like a dog skin ointment. This left him speechless for a moment. He Yuzhu looked up and over. He Rainwater also looked at He Yuzheng. He Yusheng nodded to the two people. Qinhuai, what's wrong? He Yusheng asked. Yusheng, where's your brother? Huairu continued to ask. He Yuzhu wants to speak up. He Yusheng made a silent gesture to He Yuzhu. My brother is asleep, what's up with you? He Yusheng asked. It was quiet outside for a while. However, Huairu finally spoke up. You tell your brother, can you lend me 5 yuan to compensate Damao's chicken? Huairu still spoke rudely. Yeah, our family doesn't have a bank, so we can't get out so much, He Yusheng said without hesitation. Huairu outside quieted down for a moment. Is this what your brother means? Huairu didn't give up yet. Yes, it's my brother's intention, He Yusheng sneered. Now, no matter who means it. It is impossible to borrow money. He Yuzhu felt a little anxious when he heard these words. You kid. He Yuzhu wanted to curse. He Rainwater pinched him fiercely. Oh. He Yuzhu grinned in pain. Huairu stopped talking. After a while, he left straight away. Watching Huairu leave, He Yusheng turned his head. Brother, do you have any objections to what I have done? He Yusheng said angrily. 5 yuan is not much, He Yuzhu rubbed his arm and said. He Yusheng rolled his eyes and looked at his brother. 5 yuan is not money anymore. He Rainwater helped to speak. After speaking, he looked up at He Yusheng. He Yusheng thought in his heart. What can we do to cut off the relationship between our brother and the Jia family? Let's eat first. He Rainwater watched as He Yusheng and He Yuzhu remained silent, quickly trying to smooth things out. Roasted chicken, stewed chicken, peanuts, and pickled vegetables were all taken out. He Yuzhu is the cafeteria leader of the steel rolling mill, and peanuts and pickled vegetables are indispensable. The 3 siblings gathered around the small table and began to eat, enjoying themselves harmoniously. In the yard. After Huairu was rejected by He Yusheng. Suddenly, there was a strong sense of loss. I looked around the rooms. She walked towards an old man named Yi Zhonghai's room. Bang 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 bang. Who is it? Yi Zhonghai asked inside. Grandpa, it's me, Qinhuairu said. Qinhuairu, what's up with you? My family is facing difficulties now, and I would like to borrow you 5 yuan. Yi Zhonghai was somewhat surprised to hear this. Can you say that He Yuzhu didn't lend her? This is not in line with common sense. Of course, Yi Zhonghai did not know that He Yusheng had stopped his brother. Okay, wait a moment, I'll give it to you, Yi Zhonghai said helplessly. Yi Zhonghai is an 8th level fitter at a steel rolling mill, earning 99 yuan per month. However, due to a mother's past illness and falling ill, she was unable to have children. So, they haven't had a son or a half yet. According to Yi Zhonghai's meaning, he wants Bang Gung to help him retire. At this moment, he showed great enthusiasm. Here. Yi Zhonghai opened the door and handed 5 pieces to Qinhuairu. Qinhuairu finally breathed a sigh of relief. Grandpa, I'll give you my salary after it's paid, Qinhuairu said helplessly. Don't worry, just give it to me when you're more comfortable, Yi Zhonghai said with a smile. Yi Zhonghai has a plan in mind, so naturally he is not in a hurry to let Qinhuairu return. Qinhuairu held 5 yuan and walked towards Damao's house. Thinking about He Yuzhu in my heart. If you borrow it from He Yuzhu yourself, you don't have to repay it. In the past, He Yuzhu was definitely willing to lend it to himself. It's all his stinky little brother. He Yusheng, did our family offend you? We can't get along with you everywhere. Qinhuairu felt a little angry when she thought of these things. With these thoughts in mind, she came to Damao's door. Actually, a chicken is about 1 piece. This time, because it was a meme stealing chickens, have you been severely tricked by Damao? A hen costs 5 yuan. Qinhuairu felt her heart bleeding. Su Damao, I'll compensate you, Huairu said. Su Damao pushed the door with a face full of shivers and walked out. Bring it, Su Damao said angrily. They dare to steal their own chickens. We should take good care of them. Huairu felt a little heartbroken. Su Damao, can I discuss something with you? Huairu said with a mysterious expression on her face. What's worth discussing? Bring it over quickly. Su Damao still looked proud. What's the situation at home? You know, I borrowed these from an old man. Huairu began to sell pitifully. I don't care about the situation in your family, who let you steal my chicken. Su Damao sneered. What should be given is still to be given, but can we stop asking for money? Huairu hesitated. If you don't give money, what do you want to give? Su Damao's face was full of confusion. Can I accompany you once? Huairu couldn't say anything. However, 5 yuan is the meal expenses for several days at home. If it could be saved, she feels it's worth it. Anyway, I have quite a piece of meat myself. Su Damao was stunned when he heard these words. Immediately afterwards, an excited expression appeared on his face. This is not impossible. Chapter 8. Su Damao is captured for stealing fish and the object of stealing fish. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Sister, if you don't advise me, how can we continue like this? After finishing his meal, He Yusheng spoke to He Rainwater with a disdainful expression on his face. Our brother has a soft heart, and you don't know either, He Rainwater said. After hearing what He Yusheng said just now, He Rainwater also carefully thought about it. Now, it's not a big deal for my brother to continue like this. It's already over 30 and I don't have a wife yet. Even if we have a good relationship with our neighbor, I can't stay with them all the time. If that's the case, how will my foolish brother find a wife in the future? He Rainwater sighed helplessly. This silly brother of mine is really a bad person. It's not good to be soft-hearted. Take a look at the meme, it's just that we started stealing things from others when we picked them up in our brother's room. He Yusheng said unhappily. He Yuzhu lying in bed stopped working. Yusheng, what do you mean by that? Thinking about it, was it my fault that the stick meme stole Su Damao's chicken? He Yuzhu was speechless. How could I just have such a little brother on my own? All I think about is slandering his brother. Brother, isn't it? Now, Bang Ji probably thinks it's natural to take things from someone else's house, He Yusheng added. He Yuzhu actually felt some sense of truth. However, thinking that it was my own fault that led to the failure of the stick meme, He Yuzhu felt a strong sense of defeat in his heart. I'll just lock the door later, and I won't let you two in, so I'll know I'm bullying your brother. He Yuzhu was very hurt and said angrily. He Rainwater couldn't help but laugh. Look at your silly brother, just like a big kid. This is the best, He Yusheng agreed. It's getting late, He Yusheng and He Rainwater left and walked towards the backyard. Just at this moment, He Yusheng heard a strange sound in a corner of the pitch-black wall. Who's there? He Yusheng shouted. He Rainwater was a bit strange and also stopped. What can there be at night, even if there is, it's still a weasel. He Rainwater didn't care at all. The sound disappeared. He Yusheng doesn't think it's a weasel. A cold smile appeared on his face. Pick up half a brick from the ground and throw it over there. Immediately afterwards, a scream was heard. Oh, hello, this voice sounds a bit familiar. Su Damao. What are you doing here in the middle of the night? He Rainwater recognized the owner of the voice. What else can we do? Steal the chicken. He Yusheng said angrily. At this point, he had already guessed what Su Damao was doing. Then, a figure ran out of the corner. Walk while tying your belt. He Yusheng, are you cheap? What bricks are you throwing when you have nothing to do? Look at the ones you hit me, they probably all bleed. Su Damao said unhappily. Seeing this situation, He Rainwater felt a bit flustered. She knows Su Damao's urinary habits. A chicken stealing incident just occurred during the day. Now there's this one again. Is he still having trouble with his own family? He Yuzhu was not afraid. Oh, Su Damao, what are you doing in the corner of the house in the middle of the night? He Yuzhu said, looking over there. Su Damao didn't have time to tie his pants and belt, so he quickly blocked in front of him. I came out to pee, Su Damao explained with a smile. If you don't go to the restroom to pee, you're making a scene here. Do you have a sense of public morality? He Yuzhu continued to probe. Soon, he saw that there was still a person hidden inside. This person is definitely not Lu Xiao. He Yuzhu couldn't help but laugh. Su Damao, good fortune is not shallow. He Yuzhu had a wicked smile on his face. Su Damao's face suddenly changed. What are you talking nonsense about? Su Damao looked angry. He Rainwater next to him was a bit stunned. Looking at the two people, I don't know what they're up to. However, she had already sensed from He Yuzhu's words that Su Damao had definitely not done anything good. Hello, are you Miss Lu? He Yuzhu asked the figure. The person hiding in the corner remained silent. Su Damao's eyes became urgent. He Yuzhu, I warn you, be honest with me, Su Damao threatened. Upon hearing Su Damao's threat, He Yuzhu's face was filled with disdain. Aren't you Miss Lu? He Yuzhu's voice increased a bit. Su Damao panicked and quickly covered He Yuzhu's mouth. No, no, even if my brother begged you, don't ask. Su Damao was about to cry. Who is that? Su Damao, I didn't expect you to have a lot of charm. He Yuzhu mocked him. Su Damao looked at He Yuzhu, was this sent by heaven to rectify himself? Don't care who it is, brother, please don't say anything, Su Damao begged in a low voice. He Yuzhu gave a cold smile. Who do you think you are, brother? He Yuzhu asked in response. Su Damao actually stole the fish. Still in the small courtyard. The most important thing is being caught by oneself. He Yuzhu needs to take good care of him. You're my brother, okay, as long as you don't say anything, Su Damao chose to admit his guilt. He Yuzhu laughed. He Rainwater has already understood what it is. Looking at Su Damao with a disdainful expression on his face. Unexpectedly, Su Damao got married. And Lu Xiao has such a good wife. Unexpectedly. Surprisingly. Stealing blood. That's not a thing. Is there any benefit? He Yuzhu asked proactively. I finally seized this opportunity. Is it okay not to hit him hard? As a projectionist at a steel rolling mill, Su Damao has a considerable salary in kickbacks. His wife Lu Xiao is also from a wealthy family. The ceiling fee for oneself is lower. There is something beautiful about Su Damao. Yes, yes, how much do you want? 10 yuan is enough, isn't it? Su Damao didn't hesitate. 10 yuan, in this era, can also be considered a considerable amount of money. An ordinary worker's monthly salary is only 30 yuan. But can He Yuzhu handle it so easily? I heard that you have many small yellow croakers, gold bars, at home. He Yuzhu smiled and said. What a big deal is this? You have a huge appetite and still want gold bars. He Yuzhu, it's really too much. Su Damao was angered. Give the gold bar the maximum ceiling fee, which is too much. Watching Su Damao disagree. He Yuzhu slipped past him with a glint. Hello, Su Damao wanted to stop him. However, it's too late. He Yuzhu finally saw clearly who the hidden person was. Qinhuai. He Yuzhu not only frowned. This result made him feel extremely surprised. Chapter 9. Blackmail Su Damao, Little Yellow Croaker arrived. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Someone who stole blood from Su Damao. Surprisingly, it's Huairu. This result is really surprising. Huairu's face changed greatly, she tidied up her clothes and remained silent. He Yusheng didn't say much and watched coldly. Su Damao was really furious. There's no way to end it. Yusheng, you don't want the gold bar. I'll give it to you, as long as you don't say anything. Su Damao no longer hesitated. If He Yusheng reveals his affair with Qinhuai, not only will Lu Xiao divorce him, I guess he can't stay in the small courtyard anymore. At this point, it's better to quickly and confidently pay the gold bars to settle the matter. He Rainwater also walked over and saw Qinhuai. Qin you. The next moment, He Rainwater understood. Sister, let's go, He Yusheng said. He Rainwater didn't say anything, just pretend not to see it. Su Damao, tomorrow I will see 2 gold bars. He Yusheng said without hesitation. Upon hearing these, Su Damao's teeth were itching with anger. However, there is no other choice. 2, just 2. Su Damao felt like he was losing a lot. Qinhuai looked at Su Damao. Do you still want to continue? Qinhuai asked. Get lost. Su Damao said angrily. After speaking, Su Damao cursed and walked away. I reached out and touched my head, then glanced under the light. Chow, it's really bleeding. That kid He Yusheng is so ruthless. Qinhuai looked at his background with disdain on her face. Look at how scared you are. Later, he also walked towards his own room. I didn't even take this matter to heart. He Rainwater always felt like he was dreaming. How could this happen? Especially what Qinhuai did. What's more, it surprised even Rainwater. In normal times, looking at Qinhuai doesn't look like such a person. How could Qin be such a person? He Rainwater spoke up. He Yusheng looked at his sister. Now, are you still calling her Qin.Just? He Yusheng was somewhat dissatisfied. Pooh, how could Qinhuai be such a person? He Rainwater replied again. This is not very normal, I have heard people say it's even more outrageous. Depending on the situation, it's probably true, He Yusheng said with a bitter smile on his face. He cannot do things that defame people. However, it has now been confirmed. He Yusheng no longer has so many concerns. It seems that the rumors about Qinhuai and the steel rolling mill are highly likely to be true. No, I have to go talk to my brother about this. He Rainwater thought for a while and came up with this result. He Yusheng looked at her with some anger. Sister, if you say that, according to our brother's temperament, it will definitely cause trouble for everyone in the courtyard, He Yusheng said with some dissatisfaction. The last thing to do now is to tell He Yuzhu. He Yuzhu knows and will definitely take care of Su Damao. When it falls, the courtyard will definitely know about it. According to He Yuzhu's personality, he absolutely doesn't want this matter to spread. That's right, what should we do? He Rainwater frowned, feeling a slight headache. First, advise our brother not to get too close to the Jia family. Then, we can use this to blackmail Su Damao and each of us, Little Yellow Croaker. He Yusheng had already figured out what to do. My sister is also getting married. In recent years, my family has been defeated by He Yuzhu without leaving anything behind. Just leave a small yellow croaker as a dowry for He Rainwater. Upon hearing these words, He Rainwater pondered. Quickly, I accepted He Yusheng's suggestion. Let's get the little yellow croaker first before we talk. On my brother's side, I will advise him first, and if not, I will tell him the truth. 2 people came to the backyard. There are 3 houses here. 1 room belongs to a deaf old lady. What kind of rain does a room have? The remaining room belongs to He Yusheng. The deaf old lady got old and went to bed early. Rainwater put on a hesitant expression. In the end, he sighed and didn't say anything before returning to the house. He Yusheng also returned to his room to sleep. The next day. Get up early. After washing up, He Yusheng changed his clothes and walked towards the front yard. I haven't arrived at the front yard yet. I saw Su Damao waiting there long ago in the courtyard. Su Damao has already put on a bandage. This was hit with a brick by He Yusheng last night. I still have something wrapped in newspaper in my hand. Seeing these, He Yusheng couldn't help but laugh. Watching He Yusheng smile, Su Damao's mouth twitched with anger. Together, this kid broke his head and I still want to give him money. This made Su Damao very angry. But I know there's nothing I can do. I stole this gold bar, don't let anyone know, Su Damao whispered. Don't worry, I picked up the little yellow croaker and it has nothing to do with you, He Yusheng said proudly. Then, without hesitation, he took the newspaper bag over. I opened it and saw 2 golden yellow croakers. He nodded in satisfaction. Su Damao looked at He Yusheng's expression with hatred, making his teeth itch. At this moment, Rainwater also finished tidying up and walked towards this side. He Yusheng walked over. Yusheng, you need to remember, don't forget, Su Damao shouted with unease. He Yusheng waved his hand at him. Su Damao's mouth twitched slightly. What are you doing? Didn't you say you were going to the community to show a movie today? Lu Xiaoa walked out at some point. Now, Su Damao was scared and jumped up in place. It's nothing, what can I do? Su Damao smiled awkwardly. Stupid enough to be broken by a brick falling from the wall, can you be normal? Lu Xiaoa said with a disdainful expression on her face. I'm not normal, Su Damao said with a guilty heart. Then, she pulled Lu Xiaoyi back into the house. Don't think too much, what can I do wrong? Just take it easy, I'll pack my things and leave now. Su Damao comforted Lu Xiaoa. I feel very guilty in my heart. Afraid of being noticed by Lu Xiaoa. That kid He Yusheng, it's better to keep his mouth shut. Thinking of this, Su Damao not only gritted his teeth fiercely. Chapter 10. Divided Gold Bars, Research System. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Sister, there are 2 in total, 1 for you and 1 for me, He Yusheng said with a smile. Rainwater has never seen a gold bar before. Their family has always been very poor. Before, when their father left them, they were still children. Later on, my foolish brother often generously donated money to the Jia family. It's strange that they can save money. This is a gold bar, isn't it a lot of money? Rainwater said cautiously. No matter how much money you have, keep it as a dowry to avoid being bullied by your husband's family, He Yusheng said helplessly. Subsequently, Rainwater collected the gold bars. 2 people walked towards the front yard. He Yuzhu has already prepared breakfast. Although their family is a family of chefs. But only He Yuzhu learned how to cook. When He Daqing moved out, He Yusheng was still young. It was He Yuzhu who pulled and raised He Yusheng. So, in the view of He Yusheng, my foolish brother is not only my brother, but also my father. Having eaten, I made hand-rolled noodles today. Yusheng didn't shout to eat, He Yuzhu greeted the 2 of them. Rainwater and He Yusheng walked into the room. Do you have any more poached eggs? He Yusheng was a little surprised. In this era, eggs are a good thing. However, for their family, eating meat every day and eggs are nothing. Yusheng is growing his body, eat more good food and supplement it, He Yuzhu said with a smile. As he spoke, he had already taken out his chopsticks. Just then, He Yusheng reached out and grabbed the egg. Ilio swallowed it in one gulp. Did you wash your hands? He Yuzhu said angrily. No, He Yusheng replied while chewing on the egg. Wash your hands and the rain will also go, He Yuzhu said angrily. Delying. He Yusheng quickly ran out and washed his hands on the faucet. He Rainwater is somewhat unhappy. With a pout, he stood up slowly and walked out. After washing their hands, the three of them started eating. This noodles are made from refined noodles, which are also good things in this era. Of course, He Yuzhu is a chef with a high salary, which is not a problem. Even if traveling to this family without parents. Under the care of his foolish brother, He Yusheng did not suffer much. At least, it's much better than the neighboring stick. He Yusheng ate 3 bowls directly. Brother, the noodles you make are delicious, He Yusheng said contentedly. If it's delicious, eat more, no one will compete with you, He Yuzhu said. Eating slowly on the side. Watching He Yusheng wolf down, his face was filled with disgust. He. He Yusheng laughed, like a big child. Of course, he is just a child now. By the way, brother, here you are, you keep it. He Yusheng handed his gold bar to He Yuzhu. Seeing the gold bar, He Yuzhu was stunned for a moment. Where did you get it from? He Yuzhu was worried, afraid that He Yusheng might have done something illegal. Don't worry, it's legal and compliant anyway. This is reserved for you to find a wife. He Yusheng looked disdainful. He Yuzhu, a chef at a steel rolling mill, is an 8th-level chef with a monthly salary of 37.5. This is definitely a high salary. What is the result? In order to support Huairu. Now, there is no savings at home. Even half of He Yusheng's salary has gone out. Stupid and kind-hearted brother. Upon hearing these words, He Yuzhu's face was full of embarrassment. Brother, you're already in your 30s and haven't found a partner yet. When will you wait? He Yusheng grew even more disgusted. This knife pierced directly into He Yuzhu's heart. Shall we not use fatal critical strikes? I'm still young. When you find me a sister.In.Law, you can save me money and I'll find a wife, He Yusheng continued. Brother, just take it and be careful to keep it safe, He Rainwater said beside him. After speaking, she left for work first. If He Yuzhu can quickly find a wife, it can also be considered as solving their family's biggest problem. I cooked well for you, is that how you joke about me? He Yuzhu made an angry expression. However, he still received He Yusheng's gold bars. I'll keep it for you. When the time comes, you'll use it and tell me, He Yuzhu said. He Yusheng nodded. Then I'll go to work, He Yusheng said. Leaving the door, pushing the bicycle out. Now, their family has 2 bicycles. It was prepared by He Yuzhu for his younger siblings. The courtyard is relatively close to the steel rolling mill, and He Yuzhu walks to work. He Yusheng came to the repair shop. Today's repair shop is still as leisurely as ever. If it weren't for the fact that the repair shop is state-owned, it would probably have closed down long ago. He Yusheng was not idle. I found a discarded radio from the warehouse and repaired it. He wants to study the divine research system. At least, find a way to earn research points. Then, while repairing, he checked the system list. Now, in terms of technology points, it's still a big 0. Just as he had repaired it for a minute. Ding! Congratulations to the host for obtaining some technology points. Please keep working hard. Success! He Yusheng almost jumped up. After the technology points, there is a big 1 added. For He Yusheng. Just find a way to earn technology points. This is easy to handle.